Life is a journey, and on this journey, we are bound to meet all kinds of people. Some will uplift us, support us, and bring out the best in us. But others, no matter how close they may seem, will do the exact opposite. Today, I want to talk to you about the 5 types of people you need to cut out of your life. We'll explore who these individuals are, why they're more of a hindrance than a help, and how you can identify them. This isn't just about making space in your life, it's about clearing the way for your own growth and happiness. So, if you appreciate diving deep into discussions that help us grow, and you're all about embracing the best version of yourself, I've got a simple favor to ask. Hit that subscribe button. And remember, every part of this video packs value, so make sure you don't skip any part as we anchor ourselves in some timeless Stoic wisdom to navigate these tricky waters. Ready? Let's get started and identify who might be holding you back from truly flourishing. Number 1. The competitor. Navigating through life, you're bound to cross paths with a variety of personalities, each bringing their own flavor to the mix. One of the more challenging types you might encounter is the competitor. You know the type. Someone who can't seem to let a moment pass without turning it into a battle of one-upmanship. They're the friend or colleague who sees every interaction as a chance to prove they're better, smarter, or more successful. It's not just about having a bit of competitive fun. Their need to compete is constant and often comes at the expense of your own successes and happiness. This relentless competition can be exhausting. It's like being in a race you never signed up for. These individuals might celebrate your setbacks with more enthusiasm than their own achievements, and that can feel pretty demoralizing. The key here is not to get caught up in their game. Stoicism teaches us the importance of focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. In this case, you cannot control their competitive nature, but you can control how you react to it. Instead of engaging in this endless competition, why not shift your focus to relationships that build you up? Here's how you can handle it. Start by setting boundaries. If the competitor crosses a line, be clear about what behaviors are not okay with you. Communication is crucial. Sometimes people don't realize the impact of their actions until it's pointed out to them. However, if discussing it doesn't change anything, it might be time to reassess the role they play in your life. Stoicism also teaches us about the impermanence of external conditions, including relationships. It reminds us that sometimes, for our own peace and growth, we need to make hard choices about who we keep in our inner circle. Surround yourself with people who are supporters, not rivals. Seek out friends and allies who cheer for your victories and help you learn from your losses rather than revel in them. These are the relationships that will enrich your life and encourage personal and professional growth. A true friend in the Stoic sense enhances your ability to live virtuously and happily, not one who constantly challenges your self-worth through competition. Embracing this philosophy helps us cultivate a mindset that values cooperation over competition. It teaches us that our real success comes not from outdoing others, but from improving ourselves and contributing to the well-being of those around us. It's about finding joy in the success of others as much as in our own, creating an environment of mutual respect and encouragement. So, the next time you find yourself dealing with a competitor, remember that you have the power to choose how this relationship affects you. Opt for paths that lead to growth and happiness. Choose collaboration over competition. After all, life's too short to spend it in unnecessary rivalry. Number 2. The user. In our circle of acquaintances, we often encounter a variety of personalities that shape our interactions and, ultimately, our lives. Among these, the user stands out as a particularly challenging figure. This individual often masquerades as a friend, but their actions reveal a different agenda. They're consistently present when it benefits them, quick to ask for favors or support, but conspicuously absent when you're the one in need. This type of relationship can drain your resources and emotional energy, leaving you feeling unappreciated and exploited. Dealing with users requires a strategic approach grounded in self-respect and clear boundaries. Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches the value of understanding our emotions and managing our reactions, offers valuable insights for handling such situations. Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what we can control, our responses and our boundaries. In the case of the user, you control the access they have to your time and energy. It's important to start setting firm boundaries. This means being clear about what you are and are not willing to offer in a relationship. When a user comes calling, consider whether you are helping because you want to or because you feel obligated. If it's the latter, it might be time to say no. This isn't about being unkind. It's about ensuring mutual respect in all your relationships. Remember, it's okay to refuse a request if fulfilling it would leave you feeling resentful or taken advantage of. Communicating these boundaries can be as simple as saying, "I'd love to help, but I really need to focus on my own priorities right now." Or, "I've noticed I'm often there for you, which I'm happy to do, but I feel like it's not reciprocated when I need support." Expressions like these aren't just verbal statements. They are affirmations of your self-worth and reminders that true friendships are reciprocal. Moreover, embracing Stoicism can help us detach from the negative emotions that arise when dealing with a user. By reflecting on the impermanence of discomfort and focusing on our ability to remain virtuous, in this case honest and balanced in our dealings, we can maintain our composure and even our compassion. Stoic wisdom doesn't just protect us. It teaches us to maintain our integrity, even in the face of challenging relationships. In nurturing relationships that are truly reciprocal, we enhance our lives and align more closely with Stoic principles, which advocate for harmony and the mutual exchange of good. Life is too short to maintain one-sided relationships that leave us depleted. Instead, we should invest our energy in connections that are nurturing, supportive, and balanced. By choosing to surround ourselves with people who value and respect our contributions as much as we value theirs, we not only uphold our dignity, but also foster a community of genuine and supportive relationships. Remember that while you cannot control the actions of others, you can control how you respond. Setting boundaries with users isn't just about protecting your resources. It's about cultivating a life that is based on respect, reciprocity, and real friendship. Number 3. The blamer. Encountering a blamer can be one of the most draining experiences in our personal or professional lives. These individuals have a knack for shifting the weight of their own shortcomings and errors onto others, painting themselves as perennial victims of circumstances or the actions of those around them. This habit not only fosters a negative atmosphere, but can also stifle personal growth and collaboration. Blamers often operate by creating a narrative where they are free from fault, regardless of the evidence to the contrary. This can manifest in small day-to-day interactions or in significant ways, especially when things go wrong. Instead of looking inward to consider how their actions contributed to a situation, they point fingers, ensuring that someone else always appears to be the cause. This behavior can not only disrupt teamwork, but also damage relationships by eroding trust and respect. Stoicism provides a useful framework for dealing with blamers. Stoics teach us to focus on our own actions and responses, which are within our control, rather than external events or the behavior of others, which are not. When dealing with a blamer, this means not getting caught up in their narrative or allowing their accusations to affect your sense of self or emotional balance. Instead, it's about maintaining a clear view of reality and your role within it. To effectively handle interactions with a blamer, begin by recognizing the early signs of their behavior. These might include a consistent refusal to acknowledge their own mistakes, or a pattern of criticizing others without basis. Once you identify these tendencies, you can start to distance yourself emotionally from the impact of their words. This doesn't mean ignoring them or the problems they present, but rather approaching interactions with a calm, prepared mindset that prioritizes constructive resolution over conflict. Communicating openly and assertively can also be key. When a blamer tries to pin a problem on you, respond with calm, fact-based observations that reflect the situation as it truly is. For example, you might say, "I understand you're upset about how the project turned out, but let's look at what we each could have done differently," thereby steering the conversation toward a more productive and less accusatory discourse. Surrounding yourself with people who embrace accountability is another Stoic approach. These individuals will not only support your personal and professional growth, but also provide a healthy counterbalance to the negative influences of blamers. They model behaviors that encourage mutual respect and self-improvement, creating an environment where constructive feedback and personal responsibility are valued. Practicing Stoic principles such as emotional detachment can be incredibly beneficial. By learning to detach from the emotional weight of a blamer's accusations, you empower yourself to respond rather than react. This means observing the situation with a level head and making decisions that align with your values and integrity rather than getting pulled into emotional turmoil. Number 4. The complainer. It seems like every group has that one person who can find a cloud in every silver lining, the complainer. Their endless grievances about work, relationships, or even the weather can quickly dominate conversations and darken any gathering. This negativity doesn't just dampen the mood. Over time, it can start to affect your own outlook on life. You might find yourself dreading interactions with them or feeling drained after even a brief conversation. The Stoic philosophy offers a valuable perspective on dealing with the complainer. Stoicism teaches us to accept things we cannot change while working courageously on the things we can. When it comes to the complainer, while you might not be able to change their view of the world, you can certainly adjust how you interact with them. The goal is to protect your own peace of mind without giving up on kindness and empathy. One effective approach is to limit your exposure. This isn't about avoidance, but rather about setting healthy boundaries. For instance, you might decide to keep interactions brief when you know they're likely to spiral into complaints. Or you might choose to steer conversations towards topics that are less likely to prompt grievances. This way, you maintain a polite distance that shields you from the brunt of their negativity. Addressing the behavior directly can also be a Stoic response, grounded in the virtue of courage. It involves speaking up about how the constant negativity affects you. This doesn't mean confronting them aggressively, but rather expressing your feelings calmly and assertively. For example, you could say, "I understand that you're upset, but focusing on the positives could help us find a better solution." This approach not only sets a boundary, but also provides the complainer with a different perspective, which they may not have considered. Encouraging a more positive outlook is another strategy. This involves helping the complainer see things from a different angle. When they bring up a problem, you could point out potential solutions or silver linings. It's about gently guiding the conversation away from the negative and towards the positive. However, as the Stoics would advise, remember that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Your efforts should be sincere, but not forceful. accept that the ultimate change must come from them. Stoicism also teaches us about the importance of inner tranquility and not allowing external forces to disrupt our peace. This philosophy can be particularly helpful when dealing with a complainer. By focusing on maintaining your own serenity, you can interact with them without getting emotionally entangled in their negativity. Think of their complaints as waves crashing against a sturdy rock. Your inner peace remains undisturbed despite the chaos around you. It's essential to nurture yourself. Constant negativity from another person can be depleting, and it's crucial to recharge. This might mean spending time in more uplifting company or engaging in activities that restore your positivity. Stoicism doesn't just teach us how to endure, but also how to thrive by prioritizing practices that maintain our well-being. Number 5. The abuser. Navigating relationships can sometimes lead us down very rocky paths, where we might find ourselves facing the most challenging of them all, the abuser. This person can fundamentally alter the landscape of our lives through their harmful behaviors, which may include emotional, verbal, or even physical abuse. The impact of such relationships is deeply destructive, not only affecting our well-being but also our perception of self-worth and our ability to trust others. Understanding the signs of abusive behavior is the first critical step towards safeguarding oneself. Abusers often employ manipulation and fear to dominate and control, making their victims feel powerless and isolated. Recognizing these patterns early can be life-saving. These signs might manifest as derogatory comments that make you question your own value, coercive control over aspects of your life like finances or social interactions, or threats that keep you in a state of constant anxiety. Stoicism provides a powerful framework for dealing with such situations. It emphasizes the importance of distinguishing between what we can and cannot control. In the context of an abusive relationship, this means recognizing that while we cannot control the abuser's actions, we can control our response, including our decision to seek help and remove ourselves from the harmful environment. Taking action can be incredibly difficult, particularly when the abuse has eroded your confidence. However, Stoicism also teaches us about courage, the courage to make hard choices for the sake of our own dignity and peace. This might mean reaching out to trusted friends, family, or professionals who can provide support and guidance. It could also involve contacting organizations dedicated to helping those in abusive situations find safety. The decision to leave an abusive relationship is not just a step towards safety. It's a move towards respecting oneself and reclaiming one's life. Safety and respect are the bedrocks of any healthy relationship and should be non-negotiable. The Stoic principle of self-respect is crucial here. It compels us to remove ourselves from toxic dynamics that threaten our peace and virtue. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to view adversity as an opportunity for personal growth. While escaping an abusive relationship is fraught with challenges, it also offers a profound chance to strengthen one's resilience, to rebuild a sense of self that might have been diminished by the abuser's actions. It teaches us that our reactions to external circumstances define our character and our destiny. In dealing with an abuser, it's essential to cultivate an internal locus of control, believing that you have the power to change your circumstances. This is what Stoicism aims to bolster. It's about more than endurance. It's about transforming suffering into strength, understanding that you have the agency to change your story, and ensuring that no one else holds the pen. Remember that healing from abuse is a journey. It requires patience, support, and a lot of self-compassion. Stoicism can help maintain a balanced perspective during this process, reminding us that while we cannot undo the past, we can shape a future that values our worth and celebrates our resilience. At the end of the day, the people you surround yourself with shape your thoughts, your energy, and your future. Life is too short to carry the weight of toxic relationships. Choose peace over chaos, growth over stagnation, and self-respect over compromise. The Stoics taught us that we are the masters of our own choices, and sometimes the bravest choice is walking away from what no longer serves us. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. And if you're ready to continue your journey of wisdom and self-mastery, check out one of the videos on your screen now. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. Stay strong, stay wise, and I'll see you in the next one.